Knicks win their 8th straight game. They win this one in double overtime. I'm here with our NBA insider, Eamon Begley. Second game of back-to-back. What impressed you the most about this win?
Well, I think just the grit to get through 2 OTs and beat a tough Denver team. For me, I was looking at the center position, and Karl Anthony Towns playing with a verve that I hadn't seen in a while. He's coming off that good game in Washington, and you could tell that he was really locked in to this game, especially after he cut his eye and had to get stitches. But also Mitchell Robinson, just really fantastic defense down the stretch. You saw him bother Jokic. You saw him make Jokic take shots that he probably didn't want to take. So tonight the Knicks center's outplaying probably the best center in the world, and I think that was a big part of the win.
Yeah, it was fun seeing Cat have that extra energy when he came back from the eye situation. But the trade deadline is now just hours away, so what can we expect the Knicks to do? Yeah,
Jose Alvarado, it remains a trade target for the Knicks. I've been talking about him for a while, and nothing has changed there. So I think that's one name to keep an eye on. The Knicks also, they had Yves Missi as a target, but I'm told that a lot of teams have jumped in there, and it seems like New Orleans is going to be able to get maybe a first rounder for Missy, and that's something that the Knicks can't offer. So maybe they're out on Missy, maybe they go to a different big man, but I do think Alvarado is going to be there for them. We'll see if they can make a deal.
Yeah, we're going to find out sooner rather than later. Next up for the Knicks, they play in Detroit against the Pistons on Friday. For Eamon Begley, I'm Michelle Margaux.
And now we ask, what do you say, JJ, as John Jastremski joins us. And JJ, this game had a little bit of everything. So what did the Knicks show you by pulling out this W?
Well, what they showed me is they can play with the big boys. And if you go back to the beginning of the year, Mr. McAnaney, I had the Denver Nuggets and the New York Knicks playing in the NBA Finals. I'm not going to be surprised if that is your matchup. And what you got Wednesday night at Madison Square Garden was a classic heavyweight bout. It was mano-a-mano, was punch for punch. Karl Anthony Towns gets cut up early in the game, and the Knicks have to find a way. They withstand Jamal Murray and what he's able to do down the stretch. You get some unbelievable defense from Mitchell Robinson, whether it's on Jokic, who had a terrible night, or it's on Murray, or it's on guys from the outside. Mitch was all over the place, but at the end of the day, it was the captain bringing you home. So what am I getting at here? If we get 7 games of Knicks Nuggets come June, that's going to be a ton of fun. This game was super entertaining. I make the case it was the most entertaining Knick watch that we've seen all season long.
Yeah, tough to argue with that one. As you mentioned, Brunson was the star in double overtime, but Mikal Bridges, he could have been the GOAT with that foul that we saw in the highlights. How was he able to redeem himself in the second overtime?
Pretty simple. Persistence, right? The idea that Mikal Bridges, despite having a terrible shooting night and made a major boo-boo at the end of the first overtime, just found a way to keep grinding this game out by playing a boatload of minutes, and it was only a matter of time before he was going to go and step up and make a big play. And in this case, it was a big corner 3 on a night where he couldn't hit anything. So what was the big key to it, Eamon? Putting in a rearview mirror and having a whole lot of persistence and having good stamina, you know, like he's going on those runs out in Brooklyn Bridge Park. Mikal Bridges could run for miles the way he played this basketball game, and there's a reason why he is this Iron Man that plays game after game after game. Wasn't impacted in the least by playing the second overtime.
Yeah, 49 minutes he logged in this one, I think. All right, Knicks have now won 8 straight, but now they go to Detroit, then Boston. JJ, how do you describe the significance of those 2 games this weekend?
You mentioned a heavyweight fight. Well, you're going up in weight class, not comparing yourself to the Denver Nuggets, but the Knicks throughout most of this 8-game winning streak, they've taken on a lot of sub-500 opponents. You're playing 2 teams on Friday and Sunday that you could easily see come May or come June in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Look, Detroit, best team in the Eastern Conference. Boston obviously has a pedigree, and they may get Jason Tatum back into the fold. It's a good litmus test to see, hey, Knicks, where exactly do you stand in the Eastern Conference? You had a good win against the Nuggets. You're playing some of your best basketball of the season. But now, how do you compare to the Pistons on the road? How do you compare to the Celtics on the road? I'm not greedy, Eamon. I'd gladly take a split. Considering the Knicks, dominant home team, not as good on the road, you take a split.